Have you noticed something strange as you've grown older? The things that once brought joy and excitement now sometimes feel exhausting. The loud gatherings, the endless conversations, the constant need to entertain people, they don't feel the same anymore. And one of the biggest changes many people notice is this: they no longer enjoy having guests over like they once did. Years ago, hosting people felt exciting. We had the energy to clean the house, cook delicious meals, decorate the table, and stay awake laughing late into the night. The noise felt alive. The mess didn't matter. Being surrounded by people made life feel full. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Now the home feels different. It no longer feels like a place meant to impress others. It feels like a sanctuary, a peaceful space where we can finally rest from the noise of the world. And when guests arrive, even kind and loving ones, they sometimes disturb that peace we worked so hard to create. That doesn't mean we've become rude or antisocial. It simply means we've started listening to ourselves more honestly. Because the truth is, hosting takes energy, a lot more than it used to. As we age, even simple things can feel tiring. Preparing meals, cleaning rooms, standing for long periods, entertaining guests, or staying engaged in long conversations can drain us physically and emotionally. For people dealing with joint pain, back problems, poor sleep, or health conditions, even a joyful visit can feel overwhelming afterward. And it's not just about physical exhaustion. As we get older, routines become important. Sleep schedules, medications, meal times, quiet evenings, these things help us feel balanced and comfortable. One unexpected visit can completely disrupt that rhythm. Suddenly, the house is noisy, the routine disappears, and instead of feeling relaxed, we feel stressed. Then there's something deeper many people don't talk about enough: the beauty of solitude. You see, loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness feels empty. Solitude feels peaceful. It's the quiet joy of sitting alone with your thoughts, drinking tea slowly, listening to soft music, watering your plants, or simply watching the sky without needing anything from anyone. After spending decades surrounded by responsibilities, noise, and constant demands, silence starts to feel like a luxury. And once people discover that kind of peace, they begin protecting it carefully. That's why fewer visits no longer feel sad. In fact, they can feel comforting. Some people misunderstand this change. They assume older adults become cold, distant, or unfriendly, but that's rarely true. Most people still care deeply about family and friends. They simply become more selective about where their energy goes. Because aging teaches us something powerful. Energy is precious. When we're younger, we think energy is endless. We can socialize all day, recover overnight, and do it all again the next morning. But later in life, every interaction requires emotional, physical, and mental energy. And unlike before, that energy doesn't return quickly, so people begin spending it more wisely. Instead of large gatherings, they prefer meaningful conversations. Instead of noisy dinners with many people, they enjoy a quiet cup of tea with one close friend. Instead of constant company, they begin valuing calmness, simplicity, and emotional safety. And honestly, there's wisdom in that, because by this stage of life, most people have already experienced enough chaos. They've lived through stress, disappointments, arguments, drama, heartbreak, and pressure. They no longer want homes filled with tension, gossip, negativity, or meaningless conversations. They crave peace, a peaceful home, a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart. That's why many older adults become careful about who they allow into their personal space. Visitors who bring criticism, loud energy, conflict, or emotional exhaustion can leave them feeling unsettled for days. So they stop trying to please everyone, not because they've stopped loving people, but because they've finally learned to love themselves too. And maybe that's one of the greatest lessons of aging gracefully. For years, many people spent their lives taking care of others, cooking for everyone, hosting everyone, making sure guests felt welcomed and comfortable. They gave their time, energy, patience, and attention without hesitation. But eventually, something shifts. they realize their own comfort matters too, their peace matters too. And suddenly, saying no longer feels selfish. It feels healthy. Choosing quiet over company becomes an act of self-respect, not rejection. So if you've noticed that you don't enjoy hosting people the way you once did, don't feel guilty about it. You are not becoming bitter. You are not becoming unfriendly. You are simply becoming more honest about what brings you peace. Your home no longer needs to be a stage for entertaining others. It can finally become the sanctuary you deserve. That doesn't mean shutting everyone out forever. It simply means choosing relationships and moments that truly nourish your soul instead of draining it. Because peace is not loneliness. Peace is freedom. Peace is wisdom. Peace is strength. And sometimes, the greatest gift aging gives us is the courage to protect that peace without apology. So the next time you choose silence over noise, rest over socializing, or a quiet evening over a crowded gathering, don't feel ashamed. Smile gently. Because after everything life has taught you, you've finally learned something priceless. Peace is not something to feel guilty about. It's something you've earned. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this peace today.